Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty interesting news to go and cover because we are seeing even more and more reports now going on over here for some PlayStation 5 or restocks. We should be having a pretty good weekend and continued date. We're also, I think, are hearing a few more reports of things up in stores and as well just more general stock floating around all in general. So it should be looking and feeling pretty good. As well as also just been kind of seeing some good vibes, having some good successes. And we also, I think, have a few of the in-store walk-ins actually, I think, finally peaking on up. So we can talk about that. So if you guys will stay tuned and have a good, lovely weekend so far. And make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. We have the Amazon links down below for the PS5 disc digital console controller. Twitter and Twitch streams down below. We have the Howl links for both the Target and Samsung signups as well down below. And I just appreciate you guys all so much for watching. Let's dive on into the video itself. So, as we've kind of been covering up a lot throughout these past few days, we have been seeing a lot more of the Target restock vibes. Now, we've about like a week-ish into this restock, and as well throughout the entire Saturday vibes, we did see a decent amount of stock floating around. So if you guys do want to check and see and try to get some stock with all of that, I'd say go for it. Go be on the lookout for it. The Target stores still have been getting between like 5 to 15 stock or so. And we also did see a lot of folks, even throughout these past 3 days, now keep on getting and receiving a lot of good stock. Now, the one I think still biggest issue is the fact that a lot of these restock numbers have been kind of on the still various side, where some locations have been getting good stock, some have been more on the mediocre stock. It really can kind of go either way. Like, we haven't really been seeing too much good news with it for like the sporadic side, but we usually have been seeing stores within like a 50-mile radius mostly getting and receiving stock, which is nice. Like, we like seeing that. So if any of you guys do want to keep checking for the in-store locations, feel free to. Although we have been seeing, I think, an even higher uptake of in-stores now. We have been seeing a lot more reports and people just casually going to like their local Target stores, picking up the Target stock and just overall getting the hookup with it, which I think has been overall pretty nice. So if you guys do want to keep checking your local Target stores and trying your best to find and see stock with it, I'd highly recommend it. Really just because with all their stock and stock numbers, like, it does kind of seem like some of them aren't even up on the websites themselves, which is intriguing to see, but, you know, what else can you kind of go and do? But yeah, some of the websites aren't updating, although I do keep on recommending you guys checking the links, obviously. But when it comes to that stuff, we have just been seeing them showing up, apparently, up on the shelves than just in general. Now, we also have, I think, been finally seeing a few more reports of the 3 major walk-in sides, which is on the Kroger's, Fred Meyer's, and Smith's. So we have been watching these stores for quite some time, although we have now been seeing, I think, a few more reports on, say, like in the Twitter and such sides, that there is some more stock available in these stores, which would finally start making more sense with Target and other various store locations getting and receiving stock. We've having them doing multiple restock waves as well. So we're kind of seeing just kind of big stock and stock numbers. So just for the few things too, when it comes to say for Target, it's like, hey, got my PS5 yesterday. Just check Target every morning for a month and play around with the different zip codes in your 50-mile radius too as well. They had to go drive like a mile away, but they got it. And same thing too, as we've mentioned with all these now grocery store walk-ins, they're just on the overdue side, and we, I think, are now finally starting to see more of these stores slowly getting stock, which I think is very nice to see. Like, so the more stock we're seeing these stores spread out in the Midwest, West Coast, Southern West, so, you know, California and such as well, I'd say the better, even like, you know, in Vegas and all of that. So more of those for the Kroger, Smiths, and all of those stores chiming on in. Those are going to probably start uptaking more and more as we're watching these locations and seeing more stuff throughout this weekend. So all around good stuff with that. As well as I mentioned too, Target's been just kind of the big focus. Like, if you really had to pick one, Target's probably the biggest like mainstream stock we're watching for. Now as well for the Amazon side. For some odd reason, we have been seeing a few more reports that Amazon has been getting and receiving stock for their in-store location. So if you guys do want to keep checking, I'd say go for it. We've been seeing just a lot more good movement and a lot more good stock with it. So it's weird because they were in stock and then they went out of stock, but now we're seeing reports of them doing another wave of stock. So we're still seeing good reports of it popping in and out. So I think just maybe keep checking. We have been seeing reports, though, that the start of next week, or maybe even the 8th, they might be doing another additional restock wave. So I'd maybe even say, like, check some emails throughout today If they're trying to go rumor that's going to start on the 8th, though, it probably won't happen so much as of today, more so for next week. But just in case they do like any preemptive emails, it'll be worth it to check for Amazon all throughout the day. So keep that in mind. So good thumbs up with that. Now, as well, for other places too, we're going to be watching and waiting and seeing for some more GameStop stuff. We haven't had a chance to see too much of the GameStop store side overall for just everything. GameStop store stock has been overall looking okay-ish. We've still been seeing a few trickles in because just no one really wants to buy the bundles as much. But if you guys want to check and call your stores, you guys can. I still think Target's the biggest ones out there. Best Buys too are also still more on the tail end side when it comes to walk-ins. So we have still been seeing reports of Best Buy stores having stock on shelves, or people that are just calling stores and asking employees, hey, is there stock available? Is there not stock available? Stuff like that. So keep that in mind as we're watching for stock and for all them. So if you just want to call, use the app glitch or check on the websites. They've been slowly trickling on in, although it hasn't been as big or as defined as we've been waiting for all of that. So just like I said, keep that in mind. Now as well, for Myers, we still have not seen much more on the Myers side for in-stores, although as we mentioned, we have the Target and Fred Meyers, Kroger's, and Smith's bumping up a little bit more. So we'll let you guys know, or if you guys even want to maybe check throughout this weekend, we have seen a lot of Saturday into Sunday Myers restock times for when it does come to when you get your consoles and all of that. So honestly, God, Sunday might be a good time to be on the lookout for it. We just haven't seen any reports or leaks or rumors or people checking for it, so it's not as likely for it. Antonline has done weekend restocks as we've been watching and waiting and seeing. We'll see if anything else pops up with that one. And same thing too as well with the Gamefly that's been super on the just overdue side. Costco, I don't think has any grand openings or typically does online restocks on Sundays. As you guys know, Sundays are usually more on the chiller side. Same thing too with the BJ's wholesalers. We have seen a slight uptick of them having in-stores just kind of sporadically spread on out throughout the East Coast side, which at least does spread out all the walk-ins for pretty much most regions, which is nice to see, as we're watching and looking for stock everywhere. So good thumbs up at least for that. And as well, too, we're also sort of waiting to see if Verizon does any more in-store stock, to wait and see if that gets any more for digitals or just in general walk-ins, as we have been hearing those rumors, too, as well. If other locations are maybe going to start getting stock, we can maybe watch for stock for them, too, on top of that. Same thing, too, with the PC Richards and Dormas. Their bundles are on the overdue side. Same with the Newegg, too, as well. They have sometimes done weekend deals, and we are still watching for, the Kohl's and all the other various things, too, as well. Like the Belks and stuff like that, PH Photos. So we usually do have the Sundays be a little bit more on the chiller side, although a few more things to note. With this, I keep on saying and pushing, go more focus on, say, the targets themselves. We could also maybe see if there's any PlayStation Direct invites, because we do sometimes see those floating around for Monday or Tuesdays. So we'll be watching to see if some of those pop on up in general. As well, same with the don't keep on checking the Microsoft Direct stores and store locations, see if they have any available stock too as well. So we'll wait and see if there's any more PS Directs ongoing throughout this one, but they don't usually do them on the weekends. And we still have been seeing a lot of Walmart stores also getting in-store stock, still spreading out a lot throughout the South side. We'll wait and see if they want to prep up for an online drop before you see even higher upticks and more stock showing up. Walmart has at least been being pretty proactive too. That and Target are both the big in-stores getting stock a lot. Worth checking, worth calling, worth seeing for stock, although as we keep on mentioning, Walmart's more still on the south side. And as well, we do have a little bit of a reminder too, because we have been still seeing some of these as well for these big scam warnings. So make sure you guys don't ever go get scammed for stuff like this. Say this for Supply PS5 Now. There's probably all bot followers too as well, and they're like, hey, we're going to try our best to assist you. Want to get your PlayStation 5? We have it all available too as well, blah, 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 blah. And they're just trying their best to go and make sure they can see if they have anything else on top of this. So please make sure you guys never go buy from these fake accounts. They're like, hey, Cash App, Coinbase, Apple Pay, and Zelle, all money where it's super hard for you guys to go and get money back for too as well. And they also don't have all the Venmo too on top of that. So basically just make sure you guys are super careful and you guys don't do anything with this, because there's a lot of scammers still. We're seeing a large uptick of scammers. They're even asking for PayPal too on top of this. And just basically make sure you guys don't go and buy anything too as well. So just always be careful. A lot of these people are still trying to make money off of you. You guys can see they're kind of pushy and trying to be helpful. quote unquote, but they're usually not so much. So just be careful and keep on checking the in-stores. We're seeing a lot more in-store stock over anything else. So it's probably a lot more important for you guys to do that rather than buy from some random weird rando up on Twitter. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on as well for the brand new PlayStation 5 giveaway. We have all the HOW links down below for Target, Twitter, and Twitch, and all that stuff too as well. We also do have the Amazon giveaway, all that type of stuff, Twitter and Twitch, blah, 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 the usual stuff. And we'll see you guys later on throughout today for more videos.